camera set up. Hope y'all are having a good weekend. Sure, a few people will pop on, and if not, that's fine. I know it's the weekend, it's family time, so people are probably out doing stuff, so if anything, people come back and watch it. Okay, so I'm doing Laurel's. I'm going to do the women's version. Sews up just like the kids, so or the girls version. So if you only bought the girls, that's fine. It sews up the same. So here we go. Just make sure you all can see this. Okay. All right. I have all my pieces cut out, and the first thing I'm going to do is sew my armbands, neckband, waistband, all that together just so it's out of the way. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. We had our neighbors have an end of summer party every year, so we did that yesterday, and then we live in a small town, and they have movies on the green. Anyways, last night was the new Beauty and the Beast movie, but then like 5 minutes into it, a big storm came in and we all had to leave, so I went to my friends and just drank some wine. Thankfully, I'd already seen the movie, but it was kind of sad because I was looking forward to kind of a kid-free. My husband was home with the baby, she was sleeping, and I was looking forward to a kid-free evening, which I did get. So, anyways, it was fun. What'd y'all do this weekend? I see if you hopped on. I'm sewing Laurel's lace raglan. This was a fun one. It started out, I think, just as the kid version, which I tested for my daughter, Piper, and then Nikki agreed to do the mama version, or the women's version, I guess I should say. So I was more than happy to do that. It was fun. My mom was here, so I don't know if you saw my pictures going around, but that's my mama and my daughter and me, which was so fun to have kind of a generation picture like that. So that was awesome. I liked that, doing that. So anyways, just finishing up these bands. I'm just turning them inside out so that they don't get kind of like lost in the shuffle of what is this, plus then it saves me time. I don't know, sewing things all at one time, I don't know, it seems to make it go faster when you get to the end, not having to do that. I don't know, something my mom taught me how to do. She always, that's how she sews, and so that's just how I've sewn. I don't know. You guys doing anything interesting today, tonight? Anybody watch Game of Thrones? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure this will get watched later. It's kind of mid-afternoon, so I know a lot of people are still having family time or quiet nap time. So I understand if no one's on. Oh, there is. There's people on. If you're commenting, I can't see it, so I'm not ignoring you. Okay, so I've got my bands sewn together. Again, that's just something I like to do first, get it out of the way. Okay, so what you're going to do, and I mark, so this pattern has, because it's raglan sleeves and then the lace, it has a front and back piece for the sleeve. So I always mark which pieces are my back with little clips, just so I know. And then I went ahead and marked my lace pieces on which side is the back. That way I line it up exactly. So what you're going to do is put right sides together, and down the center, let me open that up. So the center of each sleeve, sorry, I may need to back up a little bit. And I did shortened mine a little bit, so I may have done it too short, but that's okay. I'll just adjust. Anyways, go down the center, pin down the center of the sleeve with, I just match my top and bottom and then clip in between. I know I don't clip a lot, but I found that with knits, they just sew together better if they're clipped. Personal preference, a lot of people don't. Sometimes I get lazy and I don't, but okay, just clipping that together, and then again, I'm gonna do, this is the back, this is the back, this is the right side. I upcycled this lace from another shirt that I had laying around that I haven't worn in years, and I was going to use the front as my front piece, but then it was too short, so it wouldn't have worked, and I would have had to piece it together, and then that just would have been a mess. So I decided I'll save it for something else. Maybe I'll save it for Sydney sew along that's this week. It's with So English. Are you guys doing that? Sydney one? That's gonna be fun. I've never done a sew along with another company before, so it should be interesting to see how it works and how everything goes. I'm kind of excited about it. I hope you guys are. Okay, here we go. So I've pinned down the center. Sorry, I'm trying to show you. It's hard with this little camera. Okay, so I've pinned down the center. The lace, or down one side, the lace part. So I'm going to serge that on. Optional in the pattern is to top stitch it after you do it. Some people felt like they needed to. I made 4 and I didn't top stitch any of them, and I didn't feel like I needed to. So again, it is optional, and I think it is personal preference on, you know, kind of what you like, if you like that showing or not. I don't think it's you know, if you don't do it, it's not going to look right thing. It looked fine on all of mine, didn't irritate me or anything, so I have a hard time top stitching knit, so I don't know, my machine, I just don't think I've worked with it long enough to figure it out. That's the problem. It's me. It's user error. So I gotta work with it more. These are 8 needles, all that fun stuff. Okay, if you guys are commenting, I'm sorry if I'm not responding. I just don't see any comments. So, okay, so there you go. One part of your sleeve is done. Okay, so then you're gonna grab your front and pin it on, or mark it and clip it on, pin it on, whatever. I find these clips, these Wonder clips, are amazing. Anybody do anything fun this weekend? Go anywhere, do anything? We're about to take our first family vacation to not visit family. So every time we go somewhere for a holiday or do anything, we always visit family, which is wonderful, but we've never gone on an actual family vacation with the 3 of us, so we're super excited, and I think we're more excited than Piper is. She's only 2, so I don't think she understands. But we are going to Great Wolf Lodge in Pennsylvania, and I am so excited. I've never been to Great Wolf Lodge before, so I mean, I know what to expect. We've watched videos and stuff, but Piper's like super excited to go down the slides because we keep showing her videos of the slides to get her excited, but I think she's going to be pretty sad when we get there, and then she's too little for all the slides. So I may devastate her, but hopefully she'll get in like the regular part. She's a little bit scared of the water, so hopefully she'll go in and not be too scared. She doesn't know how to swim because she's only 2, so you know, she'll have to wear a life vest or just be held. So, but hopefully she'll do okay. Either way, I'm excited. Get a break from work. All that good stuff. Of course, I have to make, you know, all new clothes. I probably should have made Ella. Think about it. I haven't made one. I do have fabric. I may have to get it and make it for her so that she has a... We did buy her new swimsuits, but maybe a mama made one. That's always fun. I've not made her swimsuit before. Never really made a swimsuit, so Ella's probably a good first start. Plus, kids are cuter and mama made clothes. Right? Okay. Alright, so got those done. I keep my little pin on to show what's the front and back. And there you go. Oh, I missed a part right there. See? That happens. Should have sewn it on the other side. Laces. This lace is holy. Okay. We got it in all the right spots. Yep. Okay, so there's our sleeve. Yay, sleeve. Okay. Yay, sleeve. Okay. So, there's many ways to sew a raglan. My mom was here. She sews. She's like a master seamstress. I mean, she's amazing. You should see the stuff she makes. It's freaking awesome. And so I was following the pattern because I was testing it, and I always follow the pattern 100% when I test. And she's like, that's not how I sew a raglan. I'm like, I know, Mom, but this is what the pattern says. So there's several different ways to sew a raglan, which I'm going to tell you now. First one is to sew the side seams on either side. Sew your sleeves down the seam and then put it in kind of like a set-in sleeve. Or, which I'll show you, I'll do one of each, that way you see. Okay, this is my back piece. So I'm going to take my back, I'm going to line it up like this on here. Sorry if this is hard to see, guys. I'm really trying. Okay. Okay, so then you kind of line up everything like so, and you sew this arm, I don't know how to say that word, so this seam, which is the back part of the arm. You guys should see, I should get a picture. I had never heard of it before, but where my mom lives in Mississippi, there's the schools there, they have this thing called madrigals. I never heard of it before, but anyways, they sing. It's like a choir type thing, and they do have to have these really, really, really gorgeous dresses, basically like Renaissance type dresses, and so most people get them handmade because they're very expensive. I mean, they're very expensive to make by hand, but they're very, very expensive to buy. So my mom made one, and oh my word, the amount of hours she put into it, she definitely did not charge what she should have, but it was a friend, so she was trying to be nice, but anyways, it was gorgeous, 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 gorgeous dress, and I'm just like in awe of her. She's so good. Okay. Okay, so now you have a sleeve, a front and a back, right? Okay, so now what you would do for this way to sew in a raglan sleeve is then match up your side seams, match up your underarm seam, and all the way down. Now I did shorten Mine, because I'm short, so I'm short-waisted. And I shortened my sleeves a little too, and they may not be even, so that's okay. I'll just adjust it when before I put my cuff on, I'll adjust it. I did pretty good on the length. I was in a little bit of a rush trying to get on here. Piper's napping and trying to hurry because she fell asleep in the car, and you know how it goes. If they take a 2-minute nap in the car on the way from wherever you were, they don't want to take a nap because they got the rest they need in that 2 minutes in the car, right? I know, that's crazy. I'm like, girl, you need a nap, you're tired, because then she's just gonna be grumpy later. Anyways, okay, so let's see. Sorry if you're commenting and I can't see. I guess I could hold my computer up. So now you've got your sleeve all sewn in and your side seam done, right? Okay, so that's one way to sew a raglan sleeve. The other way is I'm going to go ahead and sew the side seam down here. What I did. Okay, let's see if that's like. Anybody have any, again, questions? I can't see if you're asking anything. I'm gonna grab my computer here in a minute. Let me grab my computer real quick and see if I can bring it up. Okay, I'm still here. I'm gonna pull it up and just see if people are commenting. That way I'm not missing anything. I don't know why sometimes when you do it on your phone, it doesn't work. Okay, so I sewed down my side seam on there, and I'm going to sew down my side seam here. I'm going to match under the arms because I know I made it too short, so well, I paid attention, but obviously I did not. I'm not very good at knowing. If no one's commented, that's fine too. But I hate to be right here and then not be able to. Okay. Okay, Deanna, this is the new pattern. I don't know if you're still watching or not, but this is Laurel's, and it just came out. It's still on sale, I think, if you get it today. This is an adult pattern, and Kim, hopefully you'll see this is Laurel's. Okay, so now I'm going to set in this sleeve. So there's, again, different types of ways to sew a sleeve or a raglan or whatever, and this is one of them. This is a set-in sleeve. It doesn't have the top, so it's a little bit, I guess, different than a traditional sit-in sleeve, but it's one. So I matched my underarms, and then side seams, or the back, front. It's hard to know what they're called on a raglan, if it's a side seam or a, I'm sure there's a technical term, I just am not aware of. Diana, it does come in adult sizes, so, or in the children's size, kid size. So if you want to, I think it is babies too. Ooh, I don't know for sure. But it does, so. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is basically just, again, we're just setting it in. I don't know if I should click on it. Make for sure it stays. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew on the inside and sew around the sleeve part. Okay, so I'll turn you guys back so you can see. Yeah, so on the inside, I kind of guide it to know where it's going. Yes, the lace is really pretty. Gives it a nice feminine touch. I really like it too. I saw a few other people did just like maybe a thinner fabric or even a contrast fabric would still work because it's stretchy enough. This is meant for stretch lace, so even if you just did two fabrics and you didn't have lace, you could definitely still do the pattern. But okay, so then that sleeve is in. So see, 2 ways to do a sleeve. But definitely, if you didn't have lace, don't let that stop you from getting the pattern. You could use a contrast fabric or, I mean, even the same fabric if you needed to. I did get the body of the shirt and the sleeve pieces out of 1 yard, and this is an extra large. So there's that, in case anyone was curious about that. I don't know if you were or not, but I did get that, so okay. And but I did shorten mine a little bit because I'm tall, so, or because I'm short. Jeez, I'm short, so I shortened it just a little bit because the one I tested was way too long for me. Okay, so now I'm just doing the cuffs on here. Where's my okay. So just kind of stretch it out as you go so that it fits, stretch to fit your sleeve. It would be easier to do this inside out. I'm gonna do that. But it's easier. There we go. Bigger part on the outside. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? Even about something else, maybe sewing related? I'm not an expert, but I can help if maybe you have a question. Sometimes people ask questions and maybe they don't get answered, get passed over, or you have a thought, something, anything. If not, it's fine. You know, like I said before, it's the middle of the day, so it's kind of hard sometimes for a sew along, but I think I asked earlier if anybody watched Game of Thrones, which is why I can't do it tonight, because it's Game of Thrones night. Just kidding, we usually don't stay up that late. We're tired, we're old people. Well, not even 30 yet, but I have a toddler and she makes me tired. So we usually watch it tomorrow after we put her to bed. She goes to bed around 7, so makes it easier. We can watch it and still get to bed by 9. Okay, I know, it's silly. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm just stretching my armband as I go so that I don't want to stretch the actual sleeve, just the armband, I don't want it, right, just the armband is all I'm stretching. Sorry, got myself all, and this is the 3/4 sleeves. Okay, there you go. Alright, I'll show you what it looks like on the outside. Did use a contrast fabric, so it's pretty, right? I do love this pattern so much. Oh, it's so pretty. It's perfect for fall. Perfect, 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 because it's hot during the day and then cool in the evenings, and this is just gonna be my go-to pattern because why not? It's you know, you can interchange that inset. I mean, think of all the things you could do. So many things. You could add detail. I mean, possibilities are endless, guys. They're endless, I think, at least. But you know, you can also make it the way it calls. Sometimes I think, well, I got stretch lace. I've had this, not this one, but one I made with the ones I tested. I've had that stretch lace forever, and I did not know what to do with it. I bought it from Hancock Fabrics. They used to have, when they were open, they had like a bargain fabric table. I even still have fabric from that bargain table. And anyways, so I bought this stretch lace. I mean, I don't even know why I bought it, honestly. And I've had it for probably a long time. Probably since, I mean, obviously since I bought it, but I mean, it's probably been like 4 or 5 years I've owned this stretch lace with absolutely no idea what to make with it. I did make one thing for one of my friends who does newborn photography. I did make something for her for one of her shoots. But again, I have never worked with lace, and I kind of made up my own pattern, and it didn't really work out. I mean, she was happy for it, but I don't think it turned out great. But anyways, so when this test came out, I was so excited to finally have something to use my stretch lace for. Anyway, so it was perfect finding the fabric to match. I used all from my stash, which was great. My husband was thankful for that. Anyway, so I've had that forever, but all that to say, you can get stretch lace from Joann's probably has. You can get it online, lots of places. So if you have a question. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark my 4s. I already got my centers marked. I marked those on my pattern. I always do that when I lay it flat. I always mark it what the center is, because I find that's easier for later. But so I don't have to mark it again. It's already laying flat. Might as well go ahead and do it, right? Okay, so let's mark what my 4s are. So I got my 4s marked for this, and that's just for your neckband. Okay, so then I'm going to mark my centers on my bottom. Again, my 4s. Everybody knows this, right? When you sew with knits, you want to mark divide it into 4 equal parts. Your neckbands, you can't use your side seams, but on this I am using my side seams as my 2 points and then finding the centers on my front and back. And that's my 4s for that. Okay. Grab my pieces. Okay. So I already marked my center on my bottom band, so I'm going to mark my waistband. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. I'm going to mark my other 4 fours. Trying to make sure this fabric lays flat. Got a little pucker going on over here. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Nobody does that, right? Talk to yourself when you sew. I think I've mentioned this before, but I mean, I've always just sewn by myself since I've been an adult and married in my own house. I never sew with anybody in the room. My husband does other things, you know, I don't need him over my shoulder watching me sew. And one time my mom was here, and she stopped me midway through sewing, and she was like, "You have got to stop." I'm like, "What do I have to stop? What am I doing?" And I was making some sort of weird noise that I didn't even know I was doing because it just sewed with me, so how would I know? She's like, "You're annoying me." I'm sorry, I didn't know I was making a weird noise when I did whatever. I don't know, it was silly. It was years ago. So now I like am extra self-conscious. I used to wear headphones and sing, and my husband like, "We can hear you all the way up here, 3rd floor." Okay, sorry. So now I just just watch movies or watch Friends or whatever when I sew, because I don't have to follow along. I try not to watch things that I have to pay attention to, because then I'm paying attention to that and not my sewing. So then it just gets me in trouble. Anything you guys do watch when you're sewing? I know this is boring, I'm sorry guys. Do a flip or something. That would liven things up a little bit. Okay, so I'm just pinning 1 extra in between. There's no science to it, I guess. Maybe there is a science. I just stretch and mark. I like for things to come out as even as possible. So I mark my 4s, then I go 1 in between, usually between that, depending on how big I'm, you know, what size I'm making or whatever. If it's for my daughter, I don't usually, because it's just her, but okay, so got that all pinned, and now I'm gonna sew it on. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I turned it inside out. I'm doing that so that I stretch just that waistband. A little bit of unevenness going on. Here we go. Anybody never sewn with knits watching? I hadn't sewn with knits until about a year ago. And it's really what I love to sew with now. It's quick, and especially for me, I don't like woven fabric, just like cotton woven like that you can get from like Couture's cotton. It doesn't have a drape, so I feel like it doesn't work for me as an adult. And I don't want a bunch of gathers or pleats or whatever, so I don't sew with it for myself. But I think I'm gonna start exploring sewing with other things besides knits for myself. Just knits are so forgiving, I find, especially if you get the right type, it can be a little bit more forgiving. Alright. Okay, girls. Last step is that neckband. So I got that on. Woohoo! Got that. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like right now without the neckband. Turning it inside out, even though I'm going to turn it back right side out here in a sec. But, okay. So, pretty, right? I'll take some pictures in it later. Okay, turn that back right side out. Okay, get my neckband. Oops, I already got it. Okay, so I'll show you what I do. Now this is basic stuff. So always mark my center, the clip. Find halfway. Mark that with another clip right in the center. Bring those two clips together. And then fold that in half. Do the other side. And you got your 4 even, right? Okay, so let's see, which one is the back? Okay. The front has these little, I don't know if you can see, kind of, where it goes up and then straight, that's the front, but it's also lower. The front is a little bit lower, so that's a good way to tell as well. Okay. So I'm going to match my back with my center, and that way I won't need a tag, because that'll, and it's mine, but that's always a good way for me to know which is my, what is the front and what's the back. Okay. Then I match my front with my front clip. Guys, these clips, called Wonder Clips, they are amazing. Get them on Amazon. I think I got like 100 for $7.99 or something like that, maybe even $9.99. Came in this cute little tin. Totally worth it, because I had gotten them originally at Hancock's years ago, and I didn't use them very often, and then when I started sewing with knits, it's way easier to use them. And so I think I had 6 on a rotating, well, a few more than that, maybe 12, but still, there wasn't very many. And so it was frustrating at times, because I'd have this big old thing and I'd have part clips, part pin, you know, just whatever to make it work. Okay, so then on this I'm going to, I do clip my neckband quite a bit, because I find that it lays better if it has more clips to start with. Because then I don't overstretch it or accidentally stretch the actual shirt. So I do clip my neckbands a little bit more than anything else. I just want to make for sure. Especially like if you use a rayon spandex, you want to make sure you clip quite a bit more than you would maybe a cotton lycra or double brush poly, just because I feel like rayon spandex is a little bit more, is just a little bit more slippery, and so it needs a little bit more pins, I find for myself, or more clips, again, than like a double brush poly or a cotton lycra would need. And I don't know, it just seems to work a little bit better for me to have a few more pins in there. I think I'm doing a little overboard, but just trying to make for sure I want this to lay nicely. This is my shirt, so it's a little bit of time. And knits are great, and they are quick. The neckbands are, you know, sometimes they do take a little bit of time to make for sure everything's laying flat and, you know, good, but they're worth it. There's so many times yesterday we had a party. I mentioned we had a party to go to. Our neighbors have an end of summer party every year. And I didn't have a shirt to wear. So I whipped one up real quick for the party. And it was knit, and it was perfect for what I needed. I actually made two during nap time, because so in about hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, made two shirts. First one ended up, it's cute and I'll wear it, but it was too hot yesterday for 3/4 sleeves, and I don't know, I had only made the pattern a couple times before, and so I didn't do the sleeves right. I mean, the sleeves were fine, they were just going to be too long and it was way too hot, so then I whipped something up that was sleeveless, and it was so much better, and it was so cool, and it was perfect. So, sewing with knits can be fun and quick. Okay, so again, I may have overclipped, but you don't have to go that crazy with it on the neckband, because it's just going to get in my way every half a second. Alright, here we go. Can you see it? Okay. Alright, here we go. And after this step, then we're done. And you could go back over and top stitch the neckband down. I have done that, but I do find that I can get it to lay flat just with ironing it. I haven't had a problem with that so far. And you do want to go slow, you know. You want to make for sure your neckband's nice and you don't get too much puckering and all that, so. My dad used to always say, don't rush the washing machine. Don't go too fast. Otherwise, you'll miss something. Okay, almost done. Thank you to those who stuck around. Appreciate it. Learned something. Where's that frozen? Frozen for anybody else? No, okay. Alright. So, there you have it, girls. Laurel's lace raglan. So I'll take some pictures, I'll put it on and take some pictures in it here in a little bit. And hopefully this was informative. I don't know if it was or not, but I hope you guys enjoyed it either way. And I got a new shirt out of it, so it was a win for me. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Bye.